Hey guys, Tami LaTrell here, and I'm back with Jason Cerf. He is one of my dear friends in the music industry. He's also part of Songtrust, who I've also, have become great friends with. I just think that their program is such a phenomenal tool that all songwriters, independent artists, as well as producers alike should be a part of. If you are not established as a major recording artist, you definitely need to have a company like Songtrust, collecting your royalties and making sure you're getting paid. So now that we talked about royalties, I want to kind of dive into like the different types of royalties, in addition to like who pays who. If you want to give us some information on that, so that we can just have a better understanding of what all Songtrust collects on.
Sure, I'd love to break it down for you. So there's the royalties that are coming from your ownership of your recording. Mm-hmm. And then what Songtrust deals with is your ownership of your publishing rights.
Okay.
So when you're a songwriter and you own any percentage of a copyright, you register that work and you affiliate with a PRO. That might be BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, in Canada, SOCAN, in England, PRS, in Mexico, SACM, in Spain, SAGAI. The list goes on and on.
Right.
And these performance rights organizations are people who are representing your rights in that area and how your music is used in that area.
Okay.
Say your music is being used in a restaurant, say it's being performed in a club, at a bowling alley, all these public places, on the radio. PROs, performance rights organizations, are monetizing and licensing that music on your behalf, acting on your behalf as kind of your rights organization, and taking the money from all of this massive use of the music. It's really spreads throughout many different venues and uses publicly. Mm-hmm. And it takes that money and allocates it to you based off of your market share, based off of their certain calculations about where and when it's being used, based off of a really complicated process that they're doing. So that's your PRO. And when you get affiliated with a PRO, you get something called an IPI number. And the way you can think about that is that it's like your social security number as a songwriter.
As a songwriter.
It identifies you and your affiliation and your catalog.
Gotcha.
So that's performance rights, and that's just a portion of your publishing revenue. Then there are mechanical royalties. Mechanical royalties is actually a growing portion of your revenue as a publisher or as an owner of copyright. It's grown a lot in the past, particularly in this new age of streaming.
Yes.
So anytime anybody clicks on your song digitally, that's like on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on Apple Music, a mechanical royalty is generated.
Okay.
And those rates, they vary. They are basically sometimes, most of the time, operating off of revenue share with those companies. They're getting their revenue from the ads that they're running on your music. Gotcha. Or from premium subscriptions. Mm-hmm. Another kind of older form of mechanical royalties that exists is when someone else covers your music. They have to pay a mechanical rate. I believe it's 0.091 cents per sale.
Per sale.
Yeah, and they're so you'll also receive your mechanical payments from people covering your works.
Okay.
So the way that Songtrust kind of keys in here is that it's taking your catalog, registering it with all of the PROs globally.
Wow.
And we have direct affiliation and collection with all of them. So that means there's no more middlemen if you want to collect your money from France.
Wow.
Or from Spain or from wherever it is. We're covering 90 to 95% of the music publishing market. The rest of the market is kind of caught up in figuring it out. There's a lot of copyright issues globally, and we as Songtrust are trying to kind of establish where we can prioritize and opt our writers into collection. It gets very complicated very quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just looking at everything that I've experienced, even just being a songwriter, and have been established, I'm still like overwhelmed with just how many changes and formulas and how they calculate up everything. It's like, where did they come up with this stuff? Mm-hmm. But they collect on our behalf, and we have to appreciate it.
Right, and even in your experience, I think you mentioned this before, there are certain agreements that were placed, if 10, 15 years ago, maybe more, and they no longer apply to this digital landscape we're in.
They don't.
So,
back in, I think 1941, actually. That's been years ago. And I think, that's what ASCAP, BMI, CSAC are all fighting for now, is to be able to say we can negotiate on our writers' behalf. Right. But with a law that's outdated, it prohibits or limits them rather to be able to act on our behalf. But I mean, we've had some successes. We've had some successes, but we have a long way to go.
Right, and that's why it's important to have someone advocating on your behalf. These PROs, they really do care about your rights. They really do care about allocating the payments to the writers proportionally and really making the cogs of the music industry flow and getting people to pay their rent and whatever it is as a creator and as, get the money that they're due. And then also just noticing that these things can get really complicated is part of the reason why you would need a team of experts or a team behind you to help you out. And that's what Songtrust is doing for our writers.
Right.
So, you log in, you ask your question about your specific context, and we advise, and we're not taking any ownership, and it's like supposed to be a very flexible deal. So point being, admit that it's complicated and that most people want to spend their time on their craft, maybe spend a little bit of time understanding how the business works, but that's why people have managers, publishers, labels, just advisors, consultants, lawyers. And then I think there's one other royalty type that we haven't touched upon, which is synchronization.
Yeah, I was going to say synchronization royalties.
So we did performance, we did mechanical, and then there's this third type of royalty that has a huge upside actually, and it can really make an artist's career, it can really break them. It's something that people wait for, and really it can be huge for them. And it comes at all levels. It's maybe it's an independent, okay, so I'll back up.
Yeah.
Synchronization, that means your music is paired with a visual.
Okay.
So someone has a YouTube channel and they want to use your music behind their video.
Okay.
Or someone is having a commercial campaign or an ad campaign or a video game, anything that incorporates a visual, and they need to pay a sync license to get that music, to license that music out and use it. The way that works is they pay an upfront fee to you. You can actually negotiate an upfront fee, which you need like a team of experts to know when and how to ask for higher rates or whatever it is, or when not to ask, because maybe you're just being added to a karaoke library or something like that. But then this is really important to know. You get synced, you get paid up front, that's great. But upon the actual use of that music, when it's streamed on YouTube or on a commercial or wherever it is, on like Netflix, there are back-end royalties that accrue. And you only get those back-end royalties if you've properly registered all of your works and also included that you have a team behind you adding the right codes, whatever it is, to identify where and when and how much your music was used. So that's another service that Songtrust offers. We often get inbound sync requests after we register our works. We notify our clients. We say, you have the right to process this on your own and take all the money up front. We are non-exclusive when it comes to synchronization, but if they do want to, use our expertise, they say, oh, just process this license, take your 15% commission that we take on all our royalties that we process, and we're able to negotiate it, and just pay for these licenses on their behalf.
Nice. Well, if you are watching this video, I'm pretty sure you're overwhelmed with content and information like I am, but this is important stuff, and my page is always, pushing advocacy, pushing you guys to be educated. That's why, I appreciate all of the viewers who have subscribed to my channel and who watch it on a consistent basis and leave all the comments and stuff. It's these guys like Jason Cerf from Songtrust who really are, advocating for you, for the independent artist, for the songwriter, for the producer who isn't, yet published on a major scale, but, they still have songs that are out there, floating around, and we just don't want you guys to just throw your music up and not actually have it registered properly. So that's why all of these different royalties that they collect on is so important for you to have established, and that's why Songtrust is who you should probably sign up with. So I'm all for it. I want you guys to check out the link below in the comments section. I have a link there where you can actually join, become a member, and like he said, they have an awesome, robust system of technology. If you have any questions, you can instantly chat with them and get whatever questions you need answered. So I think that is it for this segment, but you know what? I want to talk a little bit about publishing when we come back. So we're going to close this segment out. The next segment we're going to talk about is the type of publishing deals. I think you explained it when we talked earlier. he explained it so effortlessly. I was like, you know what, let's run this and record it and really, really get people to understand the different types of publishing deals, so that if you are offered a situation with a major publisher, you'll know exactly what you're getting yourself into. And if not, if you haven't yet been offered a deal, then maybe Songtrust can help you with ways that could possibly increase your chances. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned. TamiLaTrell.com. Make sure you subscribe below. Thank you.